Hey everyone, I'm Nixie and welcome to August new releases and manga haul. So this is everything that I picked up in the month of August. So we'll start by going publisher by publisher with the brand new releases this month. And I think to start with, I'm going to start with Square Enix. So we have volume 4 of Tokyo Aliens came out. I really enjoyed this series. So this is about a student who ends up joining an organization which basically makes sure that the aliens that come to Earth are basically keeping the peace between aliens and humans, because aliens have sort of like, they come and visit Earth, they've settled in Earth, and they've just like incorporated themselves amongst humanity. So he ends up joining an organization that's basically like the alien police, in hopes of finding out more about his father, who was also part of the organization but unfortunately lost his life. But yeah, I love the action in this. The characters in this, we're starting to get a little bit more drama, like it's starting to get into the thick of it a little bit. So yeah, I really enjoyed this series. Next we have a brand new series. We have Mr. Villain's Day Off. This is super cute and funny. Like, I really enjoyed this. So this is about a does it say his name? General. They just call him General. So yeah, this is about a villain who has come to Earth to essentially wipe out humanity, take over Earth. He is like the head of this organization, and he's very strict about his days off. He wants nothing more to relax and do nothing that is related to being a villain. That is avoiding fights with the heroes of Earth as well. And he develops a very funny obsession with pandas. But yeah, this is super funny. And I really enjoyed this. So yeah, I highly recommend this if you want something that's a bit like lighter, a bit more on the comedic slice of life sort of avenue, then go ahead and pick this one up. Then we have volume 8 of Cherry Magic, which is a super cute BL series. Very cute. I'm still missing a volume, so I'm not quite caught up to this yet. But yeah, really cute series, about a guy who once he turns 30, he develops mind reading powers, and he discovers that one of his colleagues actually has a crush on him. But yeah, very sweet BL series. So that's everything that I picked up from Square Enix. So we'll move on to Kondansha, because we've got a few releases from Kondansha this month as well. One that I was very excited to get was Tsugumi Project Volume 2. I love the artwork that's in this. Like, it's very dark, but it's like extremely detailed as well. So this is like, look at that, like the detail in that. So this is about basically a bunch of like criminals that are tasked to take out this, basically to find this weapon on a desolate part of Japan, where like, I think it was like a nuclear war or something happened, wiped everything out. Obviously it's inhospitable. So they are tasked with finding this weapon, and we have our main character, Leon, who's this guy down here, who he gets kind of like wrongfully arrested and taken on for this job. So he's out here trying to survive, obviously, and trying to find this bioweapon so he can obviously get off this island, because it said that anyone that actually finds it gets a full pardon from their crimes. So he just wants to go back to his wife and child. But yeah, I highly recommend this. Like, a good amount of action in it. Like, I really like the storyline so far, and like I said, the art is what like really got me with this series, because it's extremely detailed. But yeah, so go check this out if you haven't already. Next we have another brand new series from this month, and that is Windbreaker Volume 1. So this was kind of like a bit of a like spontaneous pre-order from me, and I'm so glad that I did order it. So this is about a guy who moves to a new school. He wants to go to this new school because he's heard like the toughest guys go there, and yeah, so he's a bit of a delinquent, and then he goes there only to find that actually these students from the school are a lot more than like just delinquents. This gives me like the same sort of vibes as Tokyo Revengers, not with the whole like time skip stuff, but the whole like gang, people looking out for each other, like that sort of like mentality of like more than just like the delinquent type guys. But yeah, really solid start to this series. Good action in it. Like I like the characters, the dynamics and stuff like that. And I like how this guy here, he thinks that he's something when actually isn't. He's actually like more of a good guy than what he makes himself out to be. But yeah, this is a lot of fun to read. Like I say, I enjoy the action as well, and it gives me Tokyo Revengers vibes with that mentality, like I say, with like how they are in their gangs. So yeah, go ahead, check that one out. That's a lot of fun. Next we have Blue Lock Volume 8. So this is a great series, a lot more intense than what I thought it was going to be. I haven't caught up to Volume 8 just yet because I'm still missing a volume, but I've enjoyed what I've read so far. The anime is out as well, but yeah, and I love the artwork in this as well. Like it's very intense for like a football manga in my opinion, but yeah, like I said, I just need to catch up because these are coming out pretty quickly. I think we'll get volume 9 as well by the end of the year too, so quite a few volumes have been coming out. Then we have volume 2 of the Yakuza's Bias. So I had a bit of an issue getting this one here. I'd pre-ordered this, and when I got my order it was actually something completely different, so they sent me the wrong thing, so it's a bit of a hassle like to get this resent to me. But yeah, I haven't had a chance to read this one just yet, but I did really enjoy the first volume. So this was about a right-hand man in a gang, well, in the Yakuza, sorry, and he kind of gets roped into watching a K-pop concert with like the daughter of the president, and he becomes instantly obsessed with one of the idols that's in the group. So it kind of gives like a way the house husband and ex-hitman, like that kind of vibes. I would put them in that sort of like a genre of like comedic Yakuza storyline. But yeah, so I'm excited to get into volume 2. So that's everything that we had from Kondansha this month as well. So we're going to move on to Viz. We have volume 20 of Jujutsu Kaisen. We also have the Pain arc starting today actually for season 2. So this is, we actually see a lot of Yuta in this volume, in volume 20 as well. I don't think I really need to explain much about Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm actually keeping up with this on the Shonen Jump app. So yeah, it's just all pain, to be honest, from here on out. It has been for a while, guys, and there's only more pain to come. And then we have volume 3 of Trojan X. I haven't finished reading this. I'm kind of a bit still like lukewarm on this series, and I'm not sure why. I don't know what it is that's like not doing it for me at the minute. So this is the same creator as Tokyo Ghoul. So this is in a world where there's things called Trojans, and there's also an organization that's sort of like that's known as Keepers, to try and obviously stop people who have Trojan powers from obviously like doing bad things. So it's like Trojan police. So this is about a boy who develops Trojan powers through an incident that happens, and it's basically about him coming to terms with his like newfound body, what he's gonna do next. At this point in the story, he's like really unsure whether he's actually going to be able to do good or if he's going to be able to do anything at all. Like, is he actually going to be able to help people, or is he not? But yeah, like I said, I haven't finished. I've only like just got in the snippet. Like, it's completely fine. Like, there is quite a lot of like action and stuff like that. Maybe my opinion on it will change by the end of this volume, but I do really like the way that it's going. We are getting a bit more storyline, like the plot's thickening a bit, and I do like the amount of action that is in this as well. So if you're a fan of like Tokyo Ghoul, obviously, like, go ahead and check this out. I think you would still really enjoy it, and it does seem like it's going to be like still like how this creator works, like in that sort of like a dark story. But yeah, so I'm sure my opinion will probably change like by the end of this one, once we get like more plot development. Then we have a hardback. We have a Cat-Eyed Boy. This is volume 1, so it is beefy. I do love this cover. It's a really nice like volume. So Cat-Eyed Boy came out quite a while ago, but it's very hard to find now in paperback form. It's been out of print for a while. So Viz has picked up the license again and has released it in these hardback editions, obviously giving the horror treatment to this as well. I haven't had a chance to read this. The artwork looks very interesting, very dark. So this is about a half demon, half human boy, the Cat-Eyed Boy, who doesn't really belong in the demon world or the human world. So it's about like his shenanigans between the worlds. But yeah, like I say, I love like this cover as well. But yeah, so a new horror to get stuck into. Then we have Heart Gear Volume 1, a new series that came out. So this is about a world where World War III happened and basically humanity got wiped out. And there's these things called gears, which are essentially, in layman's terms, robots. That basically they have different specifications. So you have like servant robots, you have like research gears and combat gears, all that sort of stuff. So they all have like a baseline purpose, and we see here that actually this girl here is alive, and she is actually a human. It seems to be at the minute that she is the only human around. So yeah, this starts off introducing to this girl and the gear that she lives with, and there are also a lot of gears that after the war finished and humanity was wiped out, the gears didn't really have a purpose anymore, as a lot of them kind of went insane. So it's a very dangerous world as well. So this is about Rue, I believe her name is, yeah. So she's like living happily and stuff, and some incidents happen, and she comes across another gear called Chrome, who is essentially a baby gear. And yeah, some incident happens and they go off on an adventure to try and bring back a beloved character. But yeah, really good, really solid start. I think this is going to be a really good series. There's going to be a lot of action in it, and yeah, I really like the characters that are in it so far. Yeah, very good storyline so far. Then we have Love's Insight Volume 3. So this is a like shonen rom-com. I haven't had a chance to read volume 3 because I've just got this, but I have really enjoyed the first 2 volumes. So this is about a delinquent who falls in love with a girl who is has got almost fully blind, like she can see colours and shapes and stuff. But yeah, it's about those two blossoming relationship, and it's super cute, super funny. Yeah, this is a great read, and it's an easy read as well. Like yeah, I really enjoy this, so I'm excited for volume 3. Next we have The Elusive Samurai, which is an early release, which like I could have done with it not being an early release because I've still not caught up on this. I am actually really enjoying the series so far, and I really like the artwork. Like, it's a very refined art. Like, and you can tell like how much work the creator puts into this. But yeah, it's very like detailed. Some of the faces that some people pull like make me laugh in this. Like, it's kind of has like a bit of a goofy side to it, while still like having quite a serious plot and like serious things happening. But yeah, it's very detailed, and yeah, I really like the artwork. But yeah, it's just coming out so quickly. Like, I can't believe we're on volume 8 already, and I'm pretty sure this only started coming out this year, earlier this year as well. So we're getting a lot of volumes like really quickly. Next, we're going to go into a couple of like publishers that only have like 1 or 2 volumes out this month. So we'll start off with Tokyo Pop, and one of my absolute favorite like ongoing series. We finally have volume 4 of Not So Lonely Travel Planet Guide. I love this series. Like, this has some of the like most amazing artwork in it, very detailed artwork that I absolutely love. And yeah, this is about 2 guys who have promised to marry each other if they can complete a round world trip together. It's a very emotional story. Like, it makes me emotional reading it, because like you kind of just want the best for these 2 characters, and you learn a lot about them, and you kind of feel like attached to them. Like I say, the artwork in this is like some of my absolute favorite. The artist really goes all out with like their details and stuff. Like, obviously it kind of is important for like a manga that's traveling the world, that obviously those aspects are included and you do get to see the world. And it's interesting to see like obviously how the creator like brings the world to life. Like, even in the like there's a lot of like culinary experiences and stuff like that, and they really go all out. Like I say, it's very emotional story. It's very like tender story. So in this volume we get to meet Ashai's, which is this guy. We get to meet his younger brother in this. They travel to Brazil, and that's where they meet the younger brother, which there's a little bit of like drama in this, which kind of like hurt my heart a little bit, but it's a very, very good series if you are interested in BL travel manga. Definitely like check this out, because you see like a lot of like different cultures, meeting a ton of different characters, like some good, some not so good. So yeah, I can't recommend this series enough. Then we have IZE's Summer Break of Volume 2. This is fine, like for me. It's an easy read, not like a ton of stuff. Like, there's not a lot of like drama in it. There's a bit of like toxic behavior, I guess. So this is about IZE, which is this guy. He has a very unique style that some people like don't understand, and he meets Tagum, which is he is completely blind, and they sort of like get into a bit of a situation where they agree to go out for summer break. In this volume, that summer break comes to a close, so we kind of like need answers as to like what's gonna happen now. Like, their little agreement as will be like coming to an end. But yeah, like, this is a fine series, and like I say, I always like how there's the trigger warnings on the back of Tokyo Pop's thing. So like on this one, it's like gender dysphoria and like consent and stuff like that. So but yeah, check it out. Like I say, it just doesn't stand out to some, like, as compared to some of Tokyo Pop's other titles, but it is still a good read. Like, I'd still recommend to check it out. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Then we have a release from June. We have At the Flower Capital. So this is kind of like a spin-off from Ellie the Flower News. but I was a little bit confused like as to where the spin-off occurred. Like maybe my memory of Ellie the Flower Nose isn't as good as what I thought it was. I'm not sure. And this was kind of like a bittersweet story. Like me personally, I wasn't satisfied with the ending because I, in a selfish way, would have wanted it to end in a different way. But other than that, like the story was really fine. So obviously it goes in the same vein as Only the Flower Knows, centered around like university life, that sort of thing. And this is about two students unrequited love, but we also get some side stories from Ellie the Flower Nose, which is like takes up half of this volume. So At the Flower Capital is actually a very short like one shot, so I was quite happy to see more of the characters from Ellie the Flower Nose in this. And this is from same creator as 7 Days, 10 Count, which I love their art style as well. Very unique, and it's like one of those art styles where like you definitely know who the creator is. But yeah, so that one shot came out this month. And then we have a random volume from Rocket Ship. So this is Born Sexy Tomorrow. So this was supposed to have come out like quite a while ago, and it got oh god, got blue hair dye on my fingers. But yeah, so this was supposed to come out quite a while ago, and it just kept getting pushed back and pushed back. Finally it got released. So this is in full colour as well. So this is about Blaze, who is basically a reckless spaceman who likes to get around a little bit. So yeah, and then he comes across J450N. I love this as well. Join Blaze Galaxy and J450N as they pew their way through the galaxy, dancing in katanas, warring with stars, battling galactics, and fleeing from Blaze's crippling emotional problems at the speed of light. But yeah, I haven't read this. This is a lot thicker than like what I thought it was going to be. We get full colour, which we like. But yeah, so I believe that there's going to be more than one volume. This is just volume 1, but I can't see like pre-ordering or like when that's supposed to drop. Like I said, this got like pushed back so much, so I'm not sure when the next update of this is going to be, but I think that you can read this on Tapas if you wanted to get a digital version. But I really like the presentation of these. Like we get the little like flappies, and the cover is really sturdy as well, and the like paper quality is really nice as well. So I really like the way that they presented this. Then moving on to Kuma, we have Aiji and Shiro. I'm like part way through this one as well. I've read like the first like chapter. So again, this one was pushed back quite a lot as well. And this is so funny, the bit that I've read so far. So this is about these two characters who realize that they're just like background characters in life, and they sort of like want to break out of that. So they do what they can, like they try to study really hard to become top of the class, and they still only get like average grades. They try to be like popular like jocks. They don't get anywhere with that either, so they kind of do a last resort of going down the BL route. This is a BL, by the way. So they go down the BL route to see if that works for them, and that, yeah, it's just a hilarious like story so far, so I'm excited to read the rest of it. As like most of Kuma's releases, this is a mature one as well, so just keep that in mind. It is for mature readers only, so it is spicy, but like I said, I've not finished reading it, but what I have read it so far was really funny. Moving on to Sublime, so we have Your Rich and Bitch Club volume 5 finally came out as well. This was an early release, which like I'm excited about. So this is kind of like, I feel like it's kind of moving away a little bit from that like tongue-in-cheek that we sort of like come to know from this series, and we're getting a lot more like background information on characters. We're getting a bit more character development and like actual moving towards like the relationships of like certain characters and stuff like that. Really enjoyed this read. I really like this series. I really like the creator as well, like their work that they've released so far, that we've gotten in English anyway, that they've released so far. So yeah, definitely check this out. It is a mature reader as well, but yeah, I really love this series, and I'm glad that we are sort of like getting some more development between like characters and the story as well. We're getting to know a bit more like about the background of characters. Then we also have Megumi and Tsugumi volume 3, so this is a Megaverse as well. I really love this series. This is definitely one of the better Megaverse stories that we've had released in English. So there's sort of like a bit of drama happening. Megumi and Tsugumi are looking at a way to sort of like cement their relationship a little bit more as well, because Megumi is definitely getting a little bit insecure about like how Tsugumi is kind of a bit aloof and a bit dense about stuff, so he's getting a bit insecure about like their relationship and other people like coming in. But yeah, so if you're interested in Megaverse stories, I recommend this one. This is a really good one. Next we'll move on to IZE Press and IZE Press, because we've had a few releases from both of those this month. So the first one is actually a novel. We have had You Can Have My Back, which is way thicker than what I thought it was going to be. And when I pre-ordered it, I didn't realise that it was part of the Yen On, which is the novel imprint from IZE Press. So this is like a reincarnation BL. So once this character gets like reincarnated, he has the memories of his previous life, and about his relationship with this character here. I haven't had a chance to read this. I kind of feel like I need to be in the mood to like really get stuck into like a novel again, because like I say, it's way thicker than what I thought it was going to be, but I've heard really good things about this, so I think it'll just take me like a bit of time to get through it. Also as well, we had another release from Yen On, which of course I was going to pick up, and it is Sasuke and Miyano second years. Of course I was going to pick this up. Super cute like little stories that we get like from third year and stuff, so it's just great that we're getting like more look, they're so adorable. So yeah, it's just great that we're getting like more Sasuke and Miyano stuff. Like, we can never have enough. And hopefully volume 9 actually of Sasuke and Miyano is going to be coming out in September, I think. So I'm really excited that. So if you're missing these guys, then go ahead and pick this up. It's just basically a continuation of the last release, the first year's one. We just get the second year's one. And then we have Honey Lemon Soda. I was super excited to get this. This came out a little bit early as well. This is a super cute shoujo manga based in high school between the introvert girl and the popular guy. I'm loving this series so far. It is going to be a bit of a commitment because I think volume 23 recently came out in Japan, so it is going to be like a long commitment, but I think so far and away, like 3 volumes in, is going to be worth it because it's super cute. And then we have a new release from IZE Press. We have After We Gazed at the Starry Sky. So this is a really cute BL. So this is about Togo. So he is a well-known photographer. So that's this guy here. He's a well-known photographer, and he's having like a exhibition set up, and what's his name, Subaru, which is this guy here. He basically gets drafted in to design the pamphlets for said exhibition, and he is an absolute massive fangirl for the photographer, so he gets an opportunity to meet him, obviously fangirls out. But yeah, this is a really sweet story between these two. It kind of feels like a one-shot, this volume does, because things happen, things also wrap up quite nicely, but I believe volume 2 is, I think it's just released or is about to release in Japan, and we've also got, like, because this is like digital chapters as well, and there's like the first digital chapter of volume 3 has just come out as well, like literally a couple of weeks ago, and so we are going to see hopefully more from these two characters as well. But yeah, it's super cute series. There is some pain in this volume as well that like really hurt my heart, but yeah, I highly recommend this if you are interested in romance, if you are interested in like BL, then go ahead, pick this up. Super cute read. Then we have Cuckoo's 3 from IZE Press, which is like a webtoon. It's fully like in colour, we love. I really enjoyed this volume a lot more than what I thought I would. So this is about a city guy who moves out into the country, and he ends up meeting obviously his neighbour, which is Murray, this guy. The only thing that sort of like kind of like worried me a little bit about this volume is the fact that there is no information on here, like no trigger warnings, like in the description it doesn't like give hint towards that, and I knew nothing about like obviously the story, but this does deal with like mental illness. There's also like self-harm references in this, and there is like violence as well, child abuse. So I feel that like those sort of like trigger warnings should be like included like somewhere on like on titles when they're released, because you know, those things can like trigger people. So I think those are like kind of in, whether it's like gore, whether it's like obviously if it's explicit, mental health issues, abuse, like those sort of things, like I think should be like somewhere, like how Tokyo Pop, they have theirs on the bag. Like I think that's like amazing, and I think all publishers should do that, to be honest. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. There was a roller coaster of emotions going through this. So yeah, I highly recommend this. This is a great addition to like the collection. But yeah, like I say, just go in there like a little bit cautious. Then moving on to IZE Press, we had a few releases. So the first one I'll start off with is Villains Are Destined to Die Volume 4. I love these covers. I still haven't picked up Volume 1, guys. I said that I would, and I just haven't got round to it. So I haven't read this series yet, but beautiful like artwork. I've heard great things about it. This is like a lot of people's like a lot of people love this series, and I love the covers. That's about as much as I can say about this series so far, guys. And then we have a new release from IZE Press, and that is Not So Wicked Stepmom. I was really excited for this one. So this is a like reincarnation story again. So this is about a woman who gets reincarnated as Abigail, who is known as the like evil queen, evil stepmother, like a type situation. So this lady who is a children's clothing designer gets reincarnated as Abigail, and she has some like vague memories and stuff, and realizes that like nobody likes her, and this Abigail is a bit of a dum-dum as well. So she's on a mission to sort of like rectify relationships between her and the people around her, in particular the princess, this little cutie here. So yeah, she's trying to like repair relationships because she finds the princess like absolutely adorable, and she has a new dream to make clothing for the princess. This is like a really funny volume as well. Like, I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed this series, and I'm super excited for volume 2 to come out because it's such a fun read. Again, full colour, which obviously we love. Some of the faces that Abigail pulls is so funny because she's like really happy inside, and she's like laughing about stuff, and she's like expressing all of these like happy emotions, but on the outside, because she's like the villain, it looks like she's got this like dark aura about her, and she's like got this like evil laugh about her and stuff, which is really funny. But yeah, I highly recommend this. It's a fun read. Then we have A Business Proposal Volume 2. So this is about a woman who's set up to go on a blind date, but she doesn't want to go, so she basically hires her friend who needs money to go on the date. Unfortunately for the friend, the guy who she's been set up to go on this date with has said, I am going to marry whoever shows up. Which doesn't bode well for her. I haven't read volume 2, but I really enjoyed volume 1, so I'm excited to get around to reading this. Like, I've early sort of like just got it. But yeah, fun read. I'm excited to see where the relationship goes, if it goes anywhere. But yeah, so I'm excited to get into volume 2. Then we have a favourite series. We have Solo Leveling Volume 7 finally. So this wraps up what was happening on the Ant Island, which I was kind of worried for a minute about like what was happening. But great series, lots of action, full colour, which we of course love. I kind of don't want to spoil anything by showing stuff, but yeah, full colour, we love that. I love this series. It's great action. Yeah, and I already need more. Like, these volumes can't come out quick enough. You can read it online through, I think through Tapas. I think it's on there, but I'm kind of waiting for the physicals because I do prefer to actually have like a physical thing in front of me to read. But yeah, one of my favorite ongoing series, well, one of my favorite ongoing physical releases. I love that series so much. So that's it for Yen Press and IZE Press. So we are going to move on to the last stack, which is 7 Seas. So we'll start off with a 7 Seas Steamship imprint to start with, because we had 2 releases. We had The Villainess and The Demon Knight. So this is a like isekai type story. About her lady who is wakes up in the body of supposed to be married off to the prince, but the engagement is broken off. I was kind of confused by volume 1 and was a little bit like, I'm not sure if I enjoyed that or not. I was like quite confused like through it. It felt like the creator kind of like thrown a lot of stuff like into the mix to like just get it in there sort of thing. But volume 2 felt a lot more fleshed out, a lot more like straightforward. We get what's going on. It's very spicy. Yeah, it's a very spicy story. Like, that's what Steamship imprint is supposed to be for like mature readers. But yeah, so I enjoyed volume 2 way more than volume 1, and it made me excited for volume 3 as well. So yeah, this now is like, I feel like it's in there. It's like yeah, it's an enjoyable read. So yeah, if you read volume 1 and was like not sure about picking up volume 2, go ahead, pick up volume 2. It's a lot better than like how the story started off. Next we have probably, I think this is like, I kind of like go back and forth between 2 titles in the Steamship releases so far, but this is my favorite release out of the Steamship titles. So that is A Game Between the Suits Volume 4. Things are happening in this that I didn't think was gonna happen yet, and it all sort of like is coming to a head. God, it left on a cliffhanger and I need the next volume now, and like it's been pushed back, so we're not gonna get it till next year probably, or like later this year. We're not gonna get it like soon sort of thing, which I'm very like disappointed about, because I need to know what happens after this. So this is an office romance between two people who have like a bit of a game going off about not falling in love and just sort of like having benefits with each other basically, and having interactions when it suits them. But yeah, like I say, it feels like things are like stepping up a little bit, so I need the next volume like yesterday. But yeah, my favorite one out of the Steamship titles so far. Next we have a new series. This was so super cute. This is Delinquent Daddy and Tender Teacher. I've been waiting for this to come out. This is so super cute. So this is about a teacher who teaches this boy. He seems to kind of like be getting a little bit bullied by his classmates. So he decides to talk to the dad, who happens to be an old classmate. They have a little bit of history between each other. So it's about them, and it's so cute. It's so cute. It is a BL, obviously. It's an older teen. There is like some like mature themes that happen in it, but it's not like super mature. Like it's not super explicit. So yeah, I'm super excited for volume 2 to come out, because it was just adorable. And then another adorable series, we have Crossplay Love Otaku vs Punk. So this is again like delinquent guy and the sort of like outcast guy who don't know that each other's identities are who they are, because they both cross-dress. So this guy works in a maid cafe, which is where the delinquent saw him dressed as a lady and fell like head over heels. So the delinquent started dressing up as a girl to go into this maid cafe to interact with Hannah, this guy here. Super cute, super fun series. Definitely go ahead and pick it up. It's like just a like fun slice of life comedy sort of BL. But yeah, I enjoyed this series a lot more than what I thought I would when I first started out this series. Then we have Yakuza Fiance Volume 4. This came out a little bit early when I got this. I love this series so much, and it's heating up, guys. We are like making moves. Things are happening in this. So this is about a daughter in a Yakuza family who basically gets gets shipped off to another Yakuza family in a different part of Tokyo to marry this absolute psycho. He is a psycho. She is definitely not interested. He is like a walking red flag, but you kind of love him as well. But yeah, he's an absolute psycho. So things are like, we are making moves, people, in this, and I'm excited for the next volume. Then we have a GL. This is Amongst Us Book 1 Soulmates. So this is like a huge print size, by the way. So this is from my understanding, an alternate universe of an existing story, which is I'm not sure what the original Carsophona. But yeah, so this is like sort of like a light-hearted alternative universe. This has to be like some of my favorite, like I think it's my favorite like GL artwork I've come across. Like I really love the artwork in this. I've read a little bit of it. It's fun. It's not too heavy or anything like that, but like I say, I am in love with the artwork of this. It's so beautiful. Like I said, I think this is like my favorite artwork in a GL. So go ahead, pick that up. It is sort of like sectioned off into like chapters of like different stuff. So it is an easy read, and yeah, I love this cover as well. Like, love the artwork so much. Then we have another GL. This is Pulse Volume 4. I think that there's probably going to be about 6 volumes of this. This is definitely mature. We have full colour. It does get spicy in this volume, just trying not to show anything. So this is about a heart surgeon and a patient who needs a new heart. Like, it's fine. You can read it all on Lezen, I think. Yeah. But yeah, we get like quite a lot of spice in this volume. Then we have volume 3 of Marmalade Boy. I actually haven't read this. This is like a retranslated, like updated version of Marmalade Boy, which is like a classic shoujo manga. Yeah, so I need to like catch up on this. I actually had it on my list to catch up like a little while ago, and I just never got around to it. But I know a lot of people love this. This is like a lot of people's like first like shoujo and like shoujo anime and stuff. And I love how like we get coloured inserts as well. Like, there's quite a bit of like coloured artwork in this, which actually I think translates really well like on the paper. Like, because it's not the glossy paper, but it's still like translates very well, I think. But yeah, I never read the original either, so like to me it's sort of like a brand new series. Then we have a novel. We have volume 2 of 1000 Autumns. So this is a Danmei Chinese novel. It is a BL. If you are all interested in Danmeis, like you've been loving like MXTX's work, I highly recommend this as well. Like, this is a really good series to go ahead and pick up if you are sort of like dipping your toes into those Danmeis that we are getting. So yeah, volume 2 is out now. We also have volume 2 of The Valiant Must Fall. I haven't read this. This is literally like just landed on my doorstep. I love the presentation of this with the little flappies and the sturdier like cover that we've gotten from Seven Seas. I really enjoyed the first volume and kind of like went in a direction that I wasn't like expecting. So this is about a guy who is kind of like in a world where like things are progressing from like swords, like we've seen like guns being introduced and stuff like that, so society is sort of like moving on. And this is about a lady who is basically trying to kill her mother in a loving way to kind of release her from her burdens in this world. But because she isn't mortal, she's after a certain blade that can actually like sever that like mortality. So yeah, this is their adventure. Like I say, I really enjoyed volume 1. I like the artwork. There's a lot of action in it as well. So I'm excited to get into volume 2 as well. So that's everything for brand new releases that came out this month. Next, we're going to move on to the other stuff that I hauled throughout the month of August. So these are like older manga that most of these are out of print now. So I picked up volume 4 of Descendants of Darkness. Slowly collecting this one from Shoujo Beat. Also as well, June finally like is reprinting some of the like out of print BLs. So we recently got Mr. Minimart was finally like reprinted and re-released. But also as well, if you are waiting for Even So I Will Love You Tenderly and No Touching At All, which is same creator as Twin Birds Never Fly, they are finally being reprinted. So if you haven't got those in your collection, they are coming out. I think later this year we get one of them, or like early next year. So we're finally getting those two back in print. And then we have Samurai Love. These are from Be Beautiful. And then from Kitty Media we have A King's Lesson, But I'm Your Teacher, which for me was a replacement for like a not so great copy, and Pleasure Dome. From Blue, which is a defunct, actually we've got some more Kitty Media. I feel like I got very lucky with an eBay listing of new manga at a very good price, like less than cover price. So I managed to get the full set of Level C. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and they are all still wrapped, so brand new copies. Also as well, a series that I've been trying really hard to find and is quite difficult to come across is the Takumi-kun series. So it's a 3-volume series which consists of June Pride, Barefoot Waltz and Tales Out of Season. I feel like Blue are very hard to find in good condition, like the spines don't wear very well. So I was very excited to find these like in new condition, and even one that's still wrapped. Finally happy to cross that off my list. And then we have another one that I've been trying to find, which again is quite hard to find, and that is Enslaved by the Dragon. This is IZE Press. So I'm so happy to finally have this, and it's a like really good copy. Also from IZE Press we have Pinned and Kingdom of Selfish Love as well. A random volume that was kind of like included in like the listing, which is When Worlds Collide, which is wrapped, brand new copy. So happy to add that into the collection. We have Z volume 7 and 8, slowly collecting these. Some volumes are easy to find than others. Then we have a trio of Honey. So we've got Priceless Honey, which is still wrapped, Honey Smile and Honey Chocolate, all from June. I love how like June has this like the yaoi manga down the side. So like yaoi is an outdated like term, so they've like got rid of that on their like new releases and stuff. But I love like how all the old releases had like that, like some form of like version of that down the side. And then from June, and then large print from June, we have Stop Bullying Me, Sweet Regard, which is still quite easy. To find, and then Crazy Star, which is part of Junior Escort like series, which is a little bit more harder to find, a little bit more expensive. And then a large print from Blue, which I've been trying to find for ages as well, and that is Baseball Heaven. Finally happy to have a decent copy in my collection, because it is kind of like a more difficult one to come across, and it does kind of like throw me off that there are like a couple of releases that are in this like large print. Like, I don't know why publishers just released a couple of like random large prints. But yeah, that was everything that I picked up in the month of August. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. You seem to be enjoying these manga haul videos. If you haven't seen already, I started a new series of manga recommendations, which will cover like a different like genre or subject in each video. So the first one went live earlier this week, which was like BL shorts and quick reads. If you sort of like wanting to dip your toes into that genre, then go ahead, check that video out. There'll be more coming up, probably like bi-weekly, but I don't want to make any promises. Depends how well the series does. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe as well, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye everyone.